Hey guys, welcome back to the Shire. My name is Rebecca and I am a stay-at-home mom and an online reseller across 7 different platforms. Currently, I sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Curtsy, Kidizen, Facebook Marketplace, and Etsy. Today's video is going to be a follow-up video from a thrift haul, sort of. I had a video where I did do a thrift haul. I went thrifting, took you guys along with me. But on the way back, I had found someone's porch who had a bunch of stuff listed for free. So I ended up grabbing 2 boxes worth of books, and I said that I still need to go through them because I didn't really look through them when I was there. I just grabbed them and decided to look them up later. And that is what we are doing today. It's been several weeks. They've been sitting in my house, so it's time to actually go through them and see what is worth listing and what is not. So here's a quick view of what we're looking at. I'm up in my office here. I've got this box of books over here and this box of books over here. Now I do have 2 items that are not books, and I'll pull those out. So I have this statue guy. This was a West Germany by Goebel, and it was a Himmel, I think. I haven't looked him up yet or listed him yet, so I'm not going to do that in this video. I'll just do that on my own. I did kind of look him up before and comps were all over the place, so I need to do more research on him, but we're just going to do the books today. So I'm going to set him aside. And then the other thing that was not books were these like candlestick holders. They still have a little bit of wax that needs to come off, but these in the statue I am definitely going to list. I just don't know how much or anything like that. So they're not really part of the video as far as how, like, if it's going to be worth it. The other thing I got that was not a book was this vintage board game. It's called Acquire, and it says copyright 1962. So I did do a quick search on this. This actually looked pretty good, like maybe around the $50 range. And when I had opened it up, it had what I would assume is all the pieces. Let's see if I can show you real quick. So it's like a weird board game. It doesn't have like an actual board. Like, this is the board. Let's see if I can do this without dumping everything out. So it looks like this. So this is open. It's not sealed or anything. But it looks like it, I don't even know if it was played. So I still have to go through and make sure all the pieces are there, whatever. But this video is basically to show you how I'm deciding what books are worth keeping and what books are not, or what books are worth keeping to list and which ones are just going to get donated. Okay, so setting aside the game, the candlesticks, and the statue, because I know I'm going to list them. I just have to do the research once I go to list them. So that leaves us with these 2 stacks of books. So what I'm going to do, if you watched a previous video I had where I had the Disney Infinity set, and I did a screen recording so you could see what I was looking up in order to find these or those characters and see what they were worth. I'm going to do the same thing in this video. I'm going to screen record, and I'll probably do a voiceover. It's just easier that way, I feel like. And I'm going to show you how I'm looking these up. Now, some of these I might not be able to look up exactly. We'll have to see. I am hoping most of these will have like a barcode and I can just scan that. But there's definitely some books in here that are older that I don't think will have barcodes. So we'll have to see about that. Or there might be some that would best be like lotted together. And then I'll have to like do a little bit different with the way I'm searching it. So that's the plan. I'm going to screen record, show you guys what I'm doing. And then at the end, we'll see what piles we have of things that are worth keeping to sell, and then things that are going to get donated. Now I say worth keeping to sell. This was all free to me, so anything would be profit, but I don't want to take the time and the inventory space to try to store all these books if it's not going to be like a lot of money, or if the sell-through rate's really bad or something. So I'm not expecting like any gems out of here, just so we're clear. But it is fun just to research and learn about other things. So I think my cutoff is probably going to be like $10. Like, if I can get more than $10 plus shipping for a book, then I will list it. So I'm really not expecting to keep many of these items, but if it's under 10 bucks, I think I'm just going to donate them. Okay, let's get researching. I just finished sorting through all the books, and as I suspected, I'm not keeping many of them to list. There's various reasons. I'm going to show you real quick the ones I'm keeping, and I'll show you real quick the ones I'm not keeping and kind of the reasons why. So for what I'm keeping, the first one, which I anticipate is kind of one of the reasons I grabbed the books in the first place. Let's see if I can do this without dropping them. This is a set of a series of unfortunate events books by Lemony Snicket. Oh, they're gonna fall. These are all hardcover. These things are like a little bit dirty. You can see they aren't in like pristine condition. There's like damage to the back of the book there, but I think they're still good enough to sell. Once again, I don't have anything into these, so it'll be fine, but I think it's missing 1 or 2 books out of this series. I thought about purchasing the ones that were missing to make it a complete series. I don't think I'm going to do that since I don't have anything into them. I just want to move them. I'm just going to sell them for whatever I think I can get for them. So I'm going to have to do more research once I go to actually list them about kind of like what it's worth with the books that are missing, but that'll be okay. Next one I'm keeping to sell, it's called The Story of Jesus. There weren't a lot listed, and there weren't a ton sold either. I think there's like one sold for like $20, but I am going to try to sell this one. It says it's from December of 1955. I mean, it definitely has like, there's a little bit of water damage. It's like a comic book almost, the way it's like set up, but I think this one still might be worth listing. And I sell on a lot of different platforms, so there's a higher chance of it selling somewhere else other than just eBay. It's kind of a cool book. I'm just going to keep that one to sell. These are the ones also I anticipate would be worth something. These are big books. First one is this one, the Guidepost Parallel Bible. Bibles can do well, especially like study Bibles and things like that. Kevin over at Commonwealth Picker, or the Commonwealth Flipper, he has both channels. So he talks about those fairly often. I don't pick up Bibles a lot because a lot of like the thrift stores just give them away for free. I'm not going to pick up free Bibles and then sell them. That just doesn't seem right. And I feel like that happens a lot at yard sales around here too. People don't want to charge for Bibles. So I haven't picked them up on my own, haven't bought them on my own to resell. But that one and this one, these are huge books. They both look like they could go maybe around the $20 range. I know there can be a lot of good money in different types of Bibles, so it's something to keep an eye out for. That is all I'm keeping. Out of both of those boxes, those are the only books that I'm going to keep to list and sell. So let's look at the ones that I'm not keeping for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to be putting them back in this box here, but reasons I'm not keeping certain books. So like this one, it's not like the best condition to start with, but most of these is because there's a lot listed, there's a lot sold. If there's a lot listed, not a lot sold. Or the ones that are sold for really low amounts. That's going to be the case for most of these books. So we have that one. These like do-it-yourself books. People just YouTube everything these days. For the most part, people aren't going to want those. Same thing with this one. Cookbooks, depending on the cookbook, it could do well. This one, there just wasn't really anything there for it. Another cookbook. A lot of these were religious books or cookbooks, it seemed. Another cookbook. Another do-it-yourself book. So this one is like the chef, what is his name? Emerald, I don't even know. Emerald Lagasse. Yeah. But the only ones that were worth any kind of money, it seemed, were ones that were signed. And that was also, let me see. This book, this is Whoopi Goldberg. Both of these books, they're like biographies, I guess, or autobiographies. The only ones that were worth any kind of money were signed books. And even like the Whoopi book signed was still like $15 plus shipping. These are just like young reader books. Probably like middle school boy age probably stuff. Kind of like Goosebumps stuff. The Cricket in Times Square. I don't know. Some of these didn't even come up in search. Consumer Reports, another like how to clean practically anything. You can just Google it. Mother Teresa Calcutta, lots listed, one sold, I think. Thinking Life Through. These were listed. There were several of these listed like for like 30 bucks, but none sold, so no thank you. Joel Osteen, lots listed, not selling for much. There's some of these books that are like, says it's sold for like under $4. And I'm pretty sure these books would cost like $3 something to ship, so I don't really get how that works, but this one didn't come up anywhere and it's just kind of like in not great condition. Good Night Moon. I might save this one and take it to the local kids consignment shop. We just already have this book, otherwise I would keep it. This one I was a little surprised by, Disney Trivia. I just thought it was cool, and it could still sell probably, just not for a lot. But I don't know, it's got this like board game thing in it. There were some listed and only like one sold, and it didn't sell for much, so that's where you have to be careful. Like, just because it's cool to you doesn't mean it's worth anything. Bible activity sheets, already has someone's name written up there, but even so, there was like one sold. Foil is for fun. Some of these I kept to look up because they were like old. You can tell how old they are. And sometimes those kinds of things can have some value. There was like one of those listed and unsold. Can learn sign language. Another book that like I thought would be worth something. It's huge. The Eric Kincaid Classic Stories. But yeah, there was like one sold and not for a lot. Not the same thing kind of like with this one. I thought this was like a cool Bible. Was this a story of Easter and all of us? But not a lot sold. These are like vintage ornament Christmas ones. How to make Christmas ornaments and stuff. Just not really worth anything. Even if I paired them together, I still think they wouldn't be worth anything, which is probably what I would do if I was going to sell them. This is another cool one too. 1976 Wilton Yearbook of Cake Decorating. There were actually more of these listed than I thought there would be. Still not worth listing though. Charlie Brown Cyclopedias. So these probably would have been worth it if I had a set. It looks like the set of the encyclopedias. This is volume 2. If I had the set, it looks like those probably would be worth listing, but a single book, it's not. American Medical Association. These are from like, what was it, the 80s, I think? I have 2 of these exactly the same. I've seen a lot of 2 sell for like, was it 10 bucks or something? But there were others listed and mine really aren't in that great condition. They're pretty torn up, so just not gonna bother with that. Here's the other one. You can see like these are all bent up and stuff. It's just hard now because I feel like there's so many things that people just will look up on the internet. I mean, there's some people still use books for things, but I think most people probably don't. The Oath. I mean, it cost $3 at Ollie's, so that tells you it's probably not worth much. Poem portraits. Nope. I thought this one could maybe be something. I think Therefore I Have a Headache. I thought it was funny, but still not worth anything. And this Tapping the Power Within. Still not worth listing. So, those are the books that have been sitting in my house for a while. And those are the ones I'm going to list and the ones I'm not going to list. So, books can be worth listing if you have certain books that, you know, warrant that amount of money. As far as books I've sold in the past, I have sold the Harry Potter books. I tried to sell them as a set. Someone wanted one separately or whatever, and I separated them. But Harry Potter books I'll still pick up, especially hardcover. And I sold like a vintage book kind of locally, but that still worked out for me. That was just something I'd had for years in my own personal collection. And I sold the Aragon book. I read the Aragon series and I had the first one in a hardcover. Someone bought that. I think those are the only books I've sold. I have 2 books listed right now, I think. They're just ones that I picked up from the thrift store to read myself. I'm done reading them, might as well try to sell them. And they're not moving. They might just end up getting redonated at some point. But there can be money in books. You just have to know what you're looking for. Be willing to store them, which is kind of my issue. Like, I store things in totes. It's not great for books. I don't really have a bookshelf space. So if you want to learn more about books though, go follow Mel at Back from Burnout. She is an Australian bookseller, and books is what she does. She can tell you way more than I can. But given that these were free, I thought it was worth the chance to, you know, try some things out and see how it goes. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, give it that thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button so you can see other videos I make about thrifting and reselling and yard selling, all the fun stuff. And if you want to know when I post more videos, then hit the bell notification so it'll let you know. You can follow me over on Instagram at TheCozyShire. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.